Evening all, and welcome back to Kerbalism. So, I've just let the game go forward a little bit here, and we have enough science to get the engine. I did just get a notification that one of our orbital probes has run out of power. I didn't believe... I didn't turn off the things for it, so they're going to have no reliability. So all the probes should be roughly the same. Don't care about storm. Reliability, turn that one on. We've got 3 orbital probes. We've got one in orbit of the sun. Wow. So we're going to get failures for reliability on them if anything goes wrong. So we might be able to rescue them. That one's way out of a critical failure apparently. What's... Oh, we don't know because it's dead. What went wrong with that one? Does anyone remember? Nope. Okay. Oh, isn't that the one that I accidentally fired on the dark side of the planet when it was in the shadow, and it just shot off into that because I couldn't turn the engine off because I lost control of the power. So, right, let's unlock bigger engines because what I was trying to do just didn't want to work. I was trying to fly science delivery robot system, that one there, the autosave bomb. I was trying to fly this into orbit, and it doesn't really have the delta V for it. It's close, but it's got enough delta V with the upper stage. But the problem was that it just didn't have the thrust to get off the planet. Its thrust to weight ratio in the second stage is not strong enough, so it flips over. So what we need is bigger engines, which we've unlocked now. That was the idea. So we have the Bobcat. The Bobcat, if I can snap it on there properly. 4 times, please. There we go. And that gives us 2. That gives us a 2, and even more delta V as well, which is awesome. The thrust to weight ratio is quite useful. There's different versions of it. There's one's truss or nut. Something else I'm going to do as well is I'm going to rotate it like that, so all the engines are facing that sort of way, just because it looks better. We also have the Skipper unlocked. That's a really good engine. Do they have gimbal? Do these have gimbal? Oh, go away. Yes, they do have gimbal. In fact, they've got 2 gimbals after 2 engines. That makes sense. Yeah, so I think this now will go into orbit. It should go into orbit, and it should be able to get to the moon, and they should be able to land on the moon and then go to Minmus and then land on Minmus, and we should all be good. Yeah. So, shall we give it a try? Yeah. Check my staging. Fine, that's fine. They all disconnect off. That disconnects, then that engine fires, and the engine plate comes off. Hold on. Does that need a decoupler, or do engine plates have decouplers built in? I think they have decouplers built in. I don't need that one. I can do that. And yeah, it disconnects up here, doesn't it? And it falls down. Or does that disconnect the whole engine? I do not know. I don't know how engine plates work. Let's find out. Let's find out the hard way. What's the worst that could happen? Is probably the words that I should have on my tombstone, because that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah. Let's go. Okay. Everything fired? That's good. That is good. Let's lean over. We've got plenty of thrust now, so that's good. For some bizarre reason, my brain was saying, hey, you should actually be going on 1.5 thrust to weight ratio, and it's nice. It's 2 you kind of want. Yeah, although you can, as long as you've got more than 1, you can take off, but you've got to be much more vertical, you've got to go up and then lean over much higher up. I was leaning over too early. So, yeah. But this should work. This should work fine. So those engines are going to run out. Boom. Destroy them. Oh, yep, they destroy each other, but not us. That's good. Ooh, ooh. They're good, these engines. But unfortunately, I know I need to turn SES on. I really want to get over. Come on. Come on. Let's go to maneuver node and look at our apparatus is already really quite high. But we kind of want to get as flat as we can now. Please. Would you be so kind? There we go. Should have done over a bit earlier than that. I don't mind that still rising for the moment. I think I'll stop it once we get to about 80k. I don't know if you can see the numbers on YouTube. I don't know how good the compression is to see them, but should have installed engineer on here somewhere. Would be helpful. But that looks much more like an actual rocket. It's kind of Soyuz-ish looking with the twin engines. That's much better. And we're up here. We're up here in space, which is awesome. I'm going to go into this here, into auto, and they're all shrouded, blah blah blah, doesn't matter. I'm going to go into atmosphere, turn off those two antennas, and in space turn them on. Because these antennas break off if they go into an atmosphere, and the reason I'm setting that there rather than just saying, hey, open up when we get above there is because I might get something wrong and just dip into the atmosphere again when going to the moon. I have been known to do that. You just get below 70k, and if you're not careful, you'll break your antennas off. And everything will go terribly, terribly wrong for you without antennas. You end up not being able to speak to anybody important. Not being able to speak to anybody at all. Although these aren't too bad because they've got antennas on. The rovers. And I'm hoping these relays do actually work as relays. So we can actually get to where we're going to. So this is going to be pretty good. I think we're actually going to get into orbit on this stage, which would be fantastic. Would be absolutely fantastic. Let's I'm just waiting for the time to get down to almost time. No, look, fire. Oh. Okay, we've had an engine malfunction. Engine malfunction. Shut down that engine. Oh, we had an engine. It's all gone wrong. It's all gone wrong. Do these only have one ignition? I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. Oh my word. Yeah. Turn it down, turn it down, turn it down, turn it down. Let's try, let's try. Activate engine. But it didn't explode. But its centre of mass is buggered. Right, get rid of that. Okay. Pay attention to the ignitions. That's caught me out more times than it should have done. Let's be honest, it's caught me out way more times than it should have done. So we're now going to be getting to orbit on this stage here. That's kind of a problem. Oh, that's really gone into banana mode. Yeah, see, we dipped down the atmosphere, so the things have closed. So that's kind of good. So yeah, pay attention to that. That was really, really foolish. The good news is that we can just kind of fire and go, providing I can get back up at the atmosphere, which I should be able to do, actually. But I think this is actually going to be a bit bust, this mission. If I'm honest with you, I think I might be able to get her over to the moon now. If we're lucky, I'm just going to go for it, because we are kind of in the right place for firing out to reach the moon. So, so yeah, that's what you get for being cheap. Boom, there we go. There's our encounter with the moon. And we have 317 meters a second. I also haven't even bothered checking this engine. Got 4 ignitions left. Okay. Don't be cheap. Don't be cheap, especially when you consider I actually turned the money up so that I didn't have to worry about that so much. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to come sort of close to the moon. Just get as much oomph as I can going out. Wow, it's going to almost take me out to Minmus anyway. That's awesome. Can I get any closer than that? Do I want to get any closer than that? Yeah, why not? There we go. All 15 kilometers is a bit close. Some mountains on the moon are quite high, and that takes me way out past Minmus. Okay, that's fine. We might have to, the Minmus encounter might have to be one of, I don't even know what. In fact, do you know what? I am going to bring us back down a bit because I think 15 kilometers is a bit much. I've only got 2 ignitions left now. No, I'm not. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. Damn it. Right, let's detach that. Okay. Right, so these have got, what was it, 900? Turn the brakes on. Oh, there's a wheel spinning. These have got what, 900 meters a second, was it? I believe. It's 167. What would it be to land? 200. We can do this. We can do this. We can land. The problem is that I've got to do it. I'm gonna have to do it here, like that. Come round and then land here. And then as the moon goes round, the sunlight will appear. I hope the batteries are good enough for that. Because I won't have any relay there. We're too close to the moon. Oh god, I don't even think I can actually slow down there. I don't know whether this will bounce the relay for us. Where it will be. So maybe I'll have to detach back here somewhere. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's just accelerate time. And we're just going to have to take it in our stride. Because I messed up. We had an explosion. The engine explodified because they've only got 1 ignition, which I didn't think about. Didn't think about that at all. Those double engines, I believe, are actually designed for upper stages. They're not designed for the main stage. Well, they're not aimed at the main stage, is what I should say. Now, coming so close to the moon around the front of it, or around the back of it, sorry, will actually accelerate us. But that's why we end up getting 3 Delta V going out to Minmus like that. So that's all. We see we're picking up speed now. So, I mean, this could be detached at any point. It really could be detached at any point. What I'm going to do is I'm going to point... let's slow down time. I'm going to point the craft... anti-orbital. That way. And... decouple. And it's going to go flying off upwards, which is not what I wanted. Not really. Perhaps... oh my word. Is that ours or the other? Oh dear. Right, well that's going to go by... our periapsis is 10 kilometers. Close. That's really, really close. Okay, you've gone flying up. Your periapsis is 2 kilometers. Jesus. cool. Oh yeah, of course I fired it towards the moon. I should have fired it away. It's all going wrong. It's all going wrong. What would I need to stop here? 500 meters a second. We could technically land this on this first run. 500 meters a second. If I undo that, bum bum bum, and turn that up, and then cut the thrust and activate the engine. Activate. Thank you. 948. Technically, this can land. Oh yeah, I need to change that to being both for the moment. Solar panels are looking a bit worse for wear. But technically, if I did that, we could actually land this in one go. This could land on the moon now, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to risk it. And I'm going to hope and pray that that doesn't hit a moon mountain. Because, yeah. So our periapsis is 3 kilometers. Wow. And basically, to bring it to a complete stop, we need to be firing every bit of fuel we've got. It's going to be a 4-minute burn. That makes sense because this engine is actually, it's not very powerful. It's pretty good for what it is. But right, okay. 1 hour 4 minutes. 1 hour 8 minutes. So that's where we're going to have to start burning, isn't it? So let's walk to here. I don't know where we're going to land. I'm not getting any relay to that there, but then I do have direct connection to KSC. So that means this antenna can actually talk to the KSC directly, which is awesome. Time to periapsis is 6 minutes. Again, let me just do this. Let me just don't see where that dotted line is. I also don't know how you. There's a way to focus on maneuver nodes, but I don't know how to do it. That's decreasing. So all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. So periapsis is there. That's 200 meters a second. Oh, that's gone the other way now. So basically I want to just change this until it flips over again. There we go. So you're saying we can't do it, but then we know we can do it because we believe we can do it. And I believe we can do it. And science has got nothing to do with belief at all. But well, I don't know. I suppose you've got to believe in your science, haven't you? You've got to believe. You've got to believe your theory and then prove the theory, I suppose. But it has nothing to do with religious belief, so yeah. I'm going to fire the engine at 5 minutes. I don't know how long of a burn time we have, but I'm going to fire it at 5 minutes and see what happens. We got 948 meters a second, so as long as that doesn't hit 948 meters a second, we're fine. We can stop in time, and providing the moon doesn't sneak up on us, we'll be fine. So now, actually, that's slowing us down way quicker than I expected. Which is fine, actually. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Can't accelerate whilst under. Well, oh, you can do physical time. Well, I forgot about that. So let's do that. And yeah, I know better burn time does tell us what our suicide burn is, and Kerbal Engineer would as well, but they didn't do that. Yeah, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I think I'm actually slowing down. Probably fired that too quick. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'd rather have done that and get us down, you know, under... There we go. Time to impact, 120 seconds. Estimated burn time, 2 minutes. Oh no, I need to do that. Sorry. We're going to hit the ground beforehand. So by doing this, I'm actually now thrusting away from the moon and going further that way. So if I can get my estimated burn time matching the impact time, or above the impact time, then we're good, which we are. There we go, I think we're alright. And now I can do that. Although, that has changed to brackets, and brackets usually mean you don't have enough fuel to do this. Or that could happen. Or that could happen. Right. Today's lesson is don't cheap out on engines. Don't cheap out on engines, because they not only have ignitions, but they also have a burn time. And if you fire them for too long, they overheat and go wrong. And then this sort of thing happens. And I don't have an engineer to come and fix this. So... well, we're going to make it to the moon. We're going to get a rover on the moon. It won't be intact. There won't be anything left of it. It's going to explodify completely. It looks as if our mothership flew over the moon, which is awesome. That means that's not going to die. Yeah. Do you reckon 300 meters a second we can bounce? Do you reckon? What? Place your bets. Place your bets. Got 18 seconds. Oh, Kerbalism. Oh. Oh, I know of at least one person that's laughing at this. Oh dear. Right, here we go. Here we go. Can we bounce? Can we bounce? Oh, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. There we go. It didn't even go boom. It didn't even go boom. It just buried itself under the surface. Wow. Okay. Space is tough. But you did pass the moon. You did pass the moon. You didn't hit a mountain. I don't know how tall the mountains are. I don't think they're actually 10 kilometers. There might be. There might be ones that are 10 kilometers. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not reverting. Nope. I do have revert flight enabled. I didn't turn it off because I have had issues in previous saves. Not had it at all yet. This one. I've had issues in previous saves where I've switched to a vessel. Like now, let's switch to this one. He says I can't switch to this one. Okay, I'll go back to the Space Center. So I've had issues where I go to a craft. I apparently have a mission to put another thing in orbit. Go to fly it, and then it does weird things like explode or stuff like that. Although that would be quick saves and stuff that would fix that. But I've also had issues where you go to the launch pad and the ship just falls apart. It like touches the launch pad and explodes or something weird. I don't know, but yeah. So that's why I left revert flight on. Does that. Also, I've had weird things of planes doing that weird bouncy thing on the runway that they love to do. The whole, it goes boing on the runway and then just flips over and explodes. And it's like, planes don't do that. No matter what suspension you have on them, planes don't do that. You get enough sunlight? You are? Yep, you're right. Okay. Right, goodbye moon, you murderer. Well, that wasn't your fault. You're an innocent party. I'm sorry. Right. Low space over the tundra. Cool. So we got some new things. Okay. So, can we get an encounter with Minmus? Go down. That's looking good. We can get an encounter with Minmus just like straight away. That's awesome. Not planned in any way, shape or form. Right, we want to come around the front of Minmus because we want to slow down. We want to be like there. Then this way. Rolling the mouse wheel very, very gently because it doesn't half flicker very quickly. It's got all these graphical maneuver. I guess I don't have any of that unlocked yet. There's apparently a way you can now. Well, I don't quite know about typing in numbers, but I think you can do it easier than this. But this is still really, really difficult to do. So there we go. So we'll be coming around the front of Minmus. Our periapsis will be behind. But we do have this relay here, which I really hope is actually going to relay it together, which would be awesome. Okay. We have 2 burns left remaining on here. Right. I'm going to cut the thrust down to 10%. So we get a 10-second burn, 11-second burn there. So I've got 1 here I can do. And then I'm going to have 1 here to stick this in orbit. Or get as close to orbit as possible. I'm going to use all of the rest of its fuel to try and put it in orbit. What have we got? We've got 400 left. Getting into orbit will be... Get into like a circular orbit-ish. There we go, that circular. Is another 100 meters a second. So this can get into orbit of Minmus. So even with them. So without that mistake, I could have probably parked in orbit of the moon, dropped that probe off, then come to Minmus, and parked in orbit of Minmus. So the craft was designed well. The engines were cheap. Cheap knockoff engines. That was my problem. Cheap knockoff engines. You'll have to talk to somebody about where they're getting their engine from. So they must be like cheapy knockoffs. I'm going to rotate it that way so that the solar panels there get some power as well. Yeah. So I guess maybe they came from a rival space engine, space company. I don't know. Which is weird. I made it look like a Russian rocket, and Russian rockets are normally quite good. Well, Russian engines are very good. Anyway, let's fast forward to our maneuver node. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doobie-doop. Blunk. There we go. We are here. Advanced orbital information. Approach from maneuver node. Approach from Minmus. Oh, cool. Doesn't actually tell me when my maneuver node. Doesn't give me. It's got orbit, but it hasn't got maneuver, which is odd. How strange. Okay. But I need to get this right, and I don't want to cut the engine when I'm close. Well, I want to cut the engine when I'm close to it once. I don't want to turn it on and off. Because engines go bang, and we don't want them to go bang. Bang is bad. Okay, go. Do. And done. That'll do. Happy. Stop. Remove that mover node. Let's hope I'm not crashing into Minmus now. Where is my maneuver? Wow. That is close. That is close. That is just under 6 kilometers up. Wow. Right, so a quick jump ahead here, and we are about to enter Minmus's sphere of influence. Now we will be on the dark side, and we will be really, really close to the mountains. I can't get a signal there because I won't be able to see that probe either, which is coming around here. So, because we're just too close to it, and I can't fire the engine to bring us out because we don't have any ignitions left. So all I can do is hope, beyond hope, that we don't go kaboomy. $22 and $14. That'll do. That's the manoeuvre I'm trying. Okay. Winter's towards it. Figure out where the sun is. Where is the sun? The sun is over there. Turn is over. Try and get the most power into all the batteries. Not that our batteries are fine anyway, but Minmus is there. And I've really got to hope we do not hit anything there, because there are mountains that are bigger than that. And there's one coming up. And I can't do anything about it. I mean, I could fire the engine up here and get in orbit. How much delta V would it need to do that? So we could do it there. Yep, that'd be in orbit of the... We'd have to bring... Oh, let's remove that maneuver node. Wait. And then we'd have to do that. Bring it down. And then... Oh, let's try that again, shall we? We'd have to bring that down. So. Then change it so it's 80 meters a second. We could do that, I suppose. But the big question is, would that be more fun? Would it be more fun, or would scraping the edge of Minmus be better? I mean, do we actually want to get some science in this mission, or should we play it safe? Should we not play it safe? I kind of want to just go past Minmus and hope. I'm going to go past Minmus and hope. Yep, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go past Minmus and we're going to hope. And then I'm going to add a maneuver there. And I'm going to slow us down. And then move it that way. Slow us down some more. And that's going to be roughly it. So we're basically going to be firing orbital. That's the trick. So, boom. So as soon as we regain signal, we're going to fire the engine orbital. Or that way. It won't be orbital when we get there. And we'll see. So. Why are you slowing time down again? Oh, because we're transferring over. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Go on. Do the whole flip. Bonk. There we go. 5.9 kilometers. I am definitely going to be slowing down time warp for this as we get closer. Here we go. Here we go. There's mountains look tall.